Begin save file. 12th moon from defragmentation. It's not a structure. It can't be. That source of light. It's been fixed on me for the past 4 moons now. I can't avoid it. It's just always there, watching. How? How? It's been keeping up with me? It's just been steadily growing brighter and brighter still. It doesn't even seem to have an established position anymore. It's the light will sometimes flicker and reappear brighter and in a new position than was previously observed. I feel almost as if I'm being hunted. That sinuous creature born of my memory chip. Or is it my memory chip? I believe it tried to save me 2 moons prior to this recording. The light, its gaze, it didn't pain me as it used to when it first appeared. Or so I thought. Whatever it is, it came dangerously close, I know it. It just got so bright and my thoughts are so scattered. My memory chip enveloped me. When the being of light cornered us, I lost consciousness for a bit. When I came to, the light was dimmer on the horizon. I felt weak. My memory chip seemed to have returned to its original form. It felt cold to the touch. It wouldn't, or rather, it couldn't speak to me anymore. It was incredibly difficult to think at this point, but a voice still echoed in my mind.
A feast scattered files, hunted them, gorged.
I was craving files. I needed them. I scoured the grasslands for them. I swallowed them whole. The voices and information trapped within sated me, became a part of me. My energy returned once more, but so did the hunt from the creature of light. It danced a frenzied waltz in all conceivable cardinal directions, like a beast chummed to bloody waters by weakened prey. My essence feels like it's leaving me again. I'm not sure what this is, this being, what its intentions are. This may be my last file.
Ah, you've awoken, finally. I feared your new form had been sapped with too much pixel energy to be salvaged. It looks as though the transfer was a success, however.
Transfer? Where am I? The scene before me was just a blurry mass of shapes. Wait, no. I can make out more and more of the scene as my energy returns. I'm in an enclosed space. Wires, tons of them. Just a mass of monochrome wires. The room felt so cold, so lifeless. It was almost as if I was inside of some sort of computer. And what is this speaking to me? It's shifting unnaturally in my vision, but I can discern something ocular at its center.
Can you hear me?
The being before me was distorting and writhing into new shapes and colors I couldn't even describe. Even though I could comprehend its voice, I couldn't comprehend it.
Your eyes appear to be closed off. Did the split really train you that much? You couldn't even be near her without shriveling up and...
Can you slow down? I barely know who I am, where I am. You seem to be familiar with me, though? How long have I been out? I tried to stand and was instantly met with resistance. I lowered my eyes to my body. My body... Are these restraints? Wires all over me. Some inside of me. What is going on? The enclosure in its entirety seemed to move now. The figures seemed to get uncomfortably close. The oculus was seeming to pierce into my very soul now.
Now, calm down. You are still very trained, old friend. That's a pretty bad case of amnesia you've caught as well. We won't be able to get you to speak to Her Majesty like this. You'll need a great deal more pixel energy. Here, take this. Say ah.
A memory chip. I visibly shook at the sight of it, craving overtaking me as I spread my maw to devour the data. I needed a moment to reflect. I closed my eyes to process the data given to me.
Whoa there. Hungry little scamp, aren't we? Well, you get your rest. We have much to discuss.
Tekken 1 Story Recap. A worldwide martial arts tournament is nearing its finale, with a large purse of prize money awarded to the fighter who can defeat Heihachi Mishima in the final round of the competition. The contest is sponsored by the giant financial group, the Mishima Zaibatsu. There are 8 fighters that remain after winning death matches all over the world, with the winner of the tournament receiving the King of the Iron Fist title. Only one will have the chance to defeat Heihachi and take home the prize money and fame. The player is initially able to select one of those 8 fighters, each one having their own personal reasons for entering the tournament, aside from the prize money. Kazuya Mishima is the main character. Heihachi's biological son, he was thrown into a ravine by his tyrannical father when he was 5 years old. Heihachi, believing his son was too weak to ever inherit his conglomerate, decided that if he were truly strong enough he would be able to survive the fall and climb back up. Kazuya barely survived a fall that left him with a scar prominently visible on his chest. Fueled by hatred for his father, he enters the tournament to exact his revenge. Tekken 2 Story Recap. A worldwide martial arts tournament was nearing its finale. a large purse of prize money, which was to be awarded to the fighter who could defeat Heihachi Mishima in the final round, provided incentive for warriors from all over the globe. Financed and sponsored by the giant financial group, the Mishima Zaibatsu, the first Tekken tournament began with 8 fighters, all of whom had emerged victorious from various matches held around the world, brought together by different motives, all possessing the skill and power necessary for victory. Many battles were fought, but only one lone warrior emerged with the right to challenge Heihachi Mishima for the title of King of the Iron Fist. This warrior was Kazuya Mishima, Heihachi's cold-blooded son. Bearing the scar given to him by his father, he enters into vicious combat with Heihachi on the same field where he was struck down and dropped from a cliff at the age of 5. After a grueling battle which raged on for hours, Kazuya emerged victorious by utilizing the power granted to him by the supernatural entity known as Devil. As Heihachi's broken body lay on the ground, Kazuya dropped to his knee and lifted his father into his arms. Kazuya walked, slowly, to the edge of the same cliff where his father had thrown him as a child. He stared out over the landscape and let go of his father's body. As Heihachi's body plummeted, Kazuya's smile gleamed in the sunlight. 2 years have passed. The Mishima Zaibatsu, under Kazuya's leadership, has become even more powerful, with its tendrils reaching to all corners of the world. Soon after his father's apparent death, Kazuya disappears into the shadows. However, rumors of his immense power and a dark side slowly begin to spread throughout the world. 2 years after the end of the first tournament, a message is relayed from the Mishima Zaibatsu fortress to news agencies all over the world, announcing a second tournament with a prize 1,000 times that of the first. Like his son before him, Heihachi survived his fall into the ravine thanks to his superhuman resilience. He then retreated to the hills to meditate in order to rekindle and enhance his fighting ability. He enters the King of the Iron Fist Tournament 2 to reclaim his conglomerate and dispose of Kazuya once and for all. The roles of primary protagonist and antagonist from the first game, Kazuya and Heihachi respectively, were reversed for Tekken 2, with Kazuya being the selected character's ultimate opponent, with the exceptions being Kazuya himself, who instead faces Heihachi, and Devil or Angel, who face Jun instead. Like the first Tekken game, there is a canonical ending, which is Heihachi's ending. Heihachi flies in a helicopter with an unconscious Kazuya, heading towards a volcano. Heihachi then tosses Kazuya into the volcano, before fleeing as it erupts. This is confirmed to be canon in the PlayStation 2's intro to Tekken 4, which shows the scene of Heihachi dropping Kazuya into the volcano. Tekken 3 Story Recap. Set 16 years after the second King of the Iron Fist tournament, the story starts with Jun Kazuma, who has been living a quiet life in Yokoshima with her young son Jin, who is the son of Kazuya Mishima. Heihachi Mishima, meanwhile, has established the Tekken Force, an organization dedicated to the protection of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Using the company's influence, Heihachi is responsible for many events that have ultimately led to world peace. However, while on an excavation in Mexico, a squadron of Heihachi's Tekken force is attacked and vanquished by a mysterious being. The only surviving soldier manages to relay a brief message to Heihachi, describing the perpetrator as an ogre or a fighting god. Heihachi and a team of soldiers investigate, with Heihachi managing to catch a glimpse of the culprit. After seeing the ogre character, Heihachi's long-dormant dream of world domination is reawakened. He seeks to capture Ogre and use him for this goal. Soon after, various martial arts masters begin disappearing from all over the world, and Heihachi is convinced that this is Ogre's doing. In Yokoshima, Jun starts to feel the presence of Ogre approaching her and Jin. Knowing that she has become a target, Jun tells Jin about Ogre and instructs him to go straight to Heihachi should anything happen. Sometime after Jin's 15th birthday, Ogre does indeed attack. Against Jun's wishes, Jin valiantly tries to fight Ogre off to protect his beloved mother, but Ogre brushes him aside and knocks him unconscious. When Jin reawakens, he finds that the house has been burned to the ground, and that his mother is missing and most likely dead. Driven by revenge, Jin goes to Heihachi and tells him everything. Jin begs Heihachi to train him to become strong enough to fight Ogre again. Heihachi accepts and proves to be a reliable teacher to Jin. 4 years later, Jin grows into an impressive fighter and master of Mishima-style karate. On Jin's 19th birthday, the King of the Iron Fist Tournament 3 is announced, and Jin prepares for his upcoming battle against Ogre. He is unaware, however, that Heihachi is merely using him and the rest of the competitors as bait to lure Ogre out in order to capture him. Eventually, the tournament leads to the final confrontation between Jin and the God of Fighting. Ogre is able to transform into a much more powerful, true form. Jin emerges victorious, and the defeated Ogre completely dissolves. Moments later, Jin is gunned down by a Tekken 4 squadron, led by Heihachi, who, no longer needing Jin, finishes the job personally by firing a final shot into his grandson's head. However, Jin is revived by the devil gene within him. You see, after Jin's mother had gone missing following the attack from Ogre, Devil returned, branded Jin's left arm with a mark and possessed him. Jin reawakens and makes quick work of the soldiers, turning his attention to Heihachi and literally smashing him through the wall of the temple. Heihachi survives the long fall, but Jin, in midair, sprouts black, feathery wings and strikes Heihachi one last time. He then flies off into the night, leaving his bewildered grandfather staring after him.
You focus on the wrong shit. Why these niggas talk shit? I pull out my car, then I pull up to the stars. Bitch, you wanna go far shit? I be on my Mars shit. You know I be soaring. They see me, I be scoring.